How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield rumor discussion video. In today's video, we are actually going to be taking a look at a rumor that claims to know the evolutions for the 3 starter Pokemon, being Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. However, guys, as always, and I cannot stress this enough, we have no idea if this rumor is true or not, so make sure you guys take it with a grain of salt and realize that I'm talking about this just for fun. If you'd like to hear how I talk, you can find a link to the original post in the description bar down below. And now, with all that out of the way, I have to tell you guys where all this new information comes from. So guys, this rumor was sent in to me by one of my subscribers on my Discord server, so if you guys haven't already joined up, I highly recommend you do so. You can find a link to it in both the description as well as the pinned comment, and it is 100% free to join, so I hope to see you there. Now guys, the rumor that we are going to be taking a look at today comes from WeGotThisCovered.com, and it is a text post leak. However, it also includes pictures of the rumored starter Pokemon. So guys, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this brand new rumor. So guys, like I said, this rumor comes from WeGotThisCovered.com, and it is titled, Pokemon Sword and Shield starter evolutions have leaked. It starts by saying we're still a full 6 months and change out from the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and already Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble are the stars of the show. In case you've been living under a rock, far from the UK-inspired region of Galar, you should know that Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble are about to become your new favorite companions, as they are officially the 3 starter Pokemon of Sword and Shield. And as is the case with every new iteration of Pokemon, fans are beginning to wonder what each creature will look like once it's reached the point of evolution. Well, wonder no more, for the eagle-eyed users of 4chan appear to have uncovered pokey intel which reveals Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble's respective evolution. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we should warn you that this alleged leak comes to us by way of 4chan, which has a long, spotty history when it comes to video game intel, so it could well be that these evolutions are merely the product of a Photoshop expert, but even so, they're pretty good. Let's begin with Grookey, the mischievous chimp filled with boundless curiosity. His second evolution is in keeping with the game's medieval theme, before the third and presumably final evolution reveals a jester-like character with a sword of his own. Scorbunny, on the other hand, appears to grow into a flame-wielding clown, which is fitting when you consider that Nintendo sought inspiration from football players when designing its fiery critter. And finally, Sobble. The water-spouting Pokemon appears to develop thick armor as it evolves, which actually aligns with previous rumors surrounding Pokemon Sword and Shield. Will these photos prove true? We'll find out in the fall. So now that we've gone over the entire post, let's go ahead and take a look at the pictures that were included along with it. So guys, one final warning before we go ahead and take a look at these pictures is that you need to remember to take them with a grain of salt, because these might not end up being the true final evolutions for these Pokemon. However guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the first starter evolution, which is Grookey. So as you guys can see on screen right now, we have the potential second and final evolution for Grookey. Now, right away, I have to say that I definitely really like this design. Given that the Pokemon games are called Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, I definitely hope that a lot of the Pokemon revolve around the medieval theme of having swords and shields and stuff like that, and it seems like this is the theme that these Pokemon are definitely going with. Now, if we take a look at Grookey's second form evolution, I have to say once again, I really like this. It looks like he's a kid who's just trying to get, he's just starting to train with a sword, although in this case it's just a little stick, and I really like how he's wearing that body armor on his chest. Overall, I do think that's a very interesting design for Grookey. Then, if we go ahead and take a look at the final evolution, it looks as though he's finally completed his training, and he is now a full-fledged knight. Now, once again guys, remember that these might not end up being the true final evolutions, but I have to say, if this is Grookey's final evolution, I would be okay with it. The thing that I really like about Grookey's final evolution truly though, is the pants. I really like how Grookey's final evolution has a nice sword, and he's wearing a pair of pants. Now, in terms of what type this Pokemon could be, honestly, we know he's already going to be a grass type since he is the grass starter Pokemon, but I also have a feeling he might be a fighting type Pokemon. I don't know, that's just the vibe I'm getting from right now with him holding the sword and stuff like that, but until we get official confirmation, we are just going to have to wait and see. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at the potential Scorbunny second and final evolutions. So as you guys can see on screen right now, we once again have a couple more potential evolutions. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the second form first. I have to say that I do really like this design. However, I know a lot of you probably do not, because it looks like this is going to be a fire fighting type. Now, I think that what this Pokemon is going to do is it's going to revolve a lot around fire as well as speed, as shown in its final evolution, but we're going to get into that a little bit later. Now, in terms of the second evolution, I really like how its ears turn into flames. I don't know, I just think that's a really cool design. But once again, guys, this is definitely going to be a fire fighting type Pokemon. Now, once again, if these do end up being fake, I do understand that this user on 4chan was probably just trying to stir debate or stir a lot of people's emotions, because as you guys know, we've already had 3 firefighting type starters, being Blaziken, as well as Infernape, and finally Emboar, so getting another one is not something that's ideal to a lot of people. However, if this is the final design for Scorbunny's second and final evolution, I think I'd be pretty happy if this ended up being legit. Now, in terms of the final evolution, once again, this is definitely going to end up being a firefighting type. That is just kind of it seems like it's going to be a very strong and very fast physical attacker. That's just the vibe I'm getting from the pictures, guys. Remember that none of this is set in stone quite yet, and we are going to have to wait and see what happens. Overall, though, guys, I really do like the design of Scorbunny, and once again, if this does end up happening, I'd be totally fine with it. And finally, guys, we have the potential evolutions for Sobble, and I have to say that these are probably my least favorite out of the 3, just because I do think that Sobble is my least favorite starter. I am a part of the Scorbunny squad, don't at me. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at these Sobble evolutions. So as you guys can see on screen right now, we have the potential second and final evolution for Sobble. Now, right away, I do think that these evolutions make sense, considering they are going for the whole sword and shield aesthetic, and since we do have Grookey already with a sword, it would make sense if Sobble was a defensive wall or tank or something like that. Now, one of the things I find very interesting about this picture of Sobble is that it looks like Sobble's final evolution is wearing armor. Now, we already know that there was a rumor that came out a while ago that said that we would be getting some kind of armored evolution, and included in that leak we were going to get Charizard with armor, Zeraora, Flygon, and Mewtwo, but it didn't say anything about Sobble's final evolution. But I do think that this is a very cool aesthetic to go with. Now, in terms of the second evolution, yeah, it's kind of just basic. It seems like Sobble's going to grow up from being very timid to being like a young rebellious teenager, at least that's how I'm seeing it, and then finally just turn into this massive wall. Now, in terms of this Pokemon's type, as of now, I always thought that Sobble was going to be a water poison type, considering he was like a salamander or lizard, and then he'd end up evolving into something that once again was a water poison type. However, after seeing his final evolution, he just looks like he's a water dark type Pokemon to me, who's going to be a very defensive wall, maybe similar to Umbreon. However, guys, just remember that this is all just pure speculation, and we really have no idea what typing Sobble is going to be in its final stage, so take all of this with a grain of salt. So guys, before we go ahead and let you know whether or not I believe that these starters are real or not, I do just want to tell you guys something, because I feel like I need to be 100% transparent with all of you, and since you guys made it to the end of the video, you guys must like me. So right now, YouTube is going through another adpocalypse. For those of you guys who don't know what that means, basically, a lot of advertisers are pulling their ads from YouTube, and YouTube is actually demonetizing a lot of their videos, so it really is having an effect on a lot of different content creators. So right now, I am a full-time college student who is going to be going to graduate school next year, and as of now, this is my job. This is what I do to make money, so if you guys could do me a favor and just give me a little extra security, and check out my Patreon in both the description as well as the pinned comment, I'd greatly appreciate it. Never feel obligated to donate by any means, but if you guys wanted to throw me a couple extra dollars, I'd really appreciate it. It really helped with my sense of security. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and go back to talking about these starter Pokemon. So guys, overall, do I believe that this league is real? Well, as of now, I am not 100% sure either way. Now, if you guys were following Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks and rumors, which I have been doing for a very long time now, then you would know that there are tons of talented people out there. I mean, there was a very infamous Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leak that I'm sure most of you guys heard of called the Grinch leak, which ended up being fake. Basically, this guy ended up creating the poster of Everyone Is Here, adding in a bunch of new characters, and made tons of people, including myself, believe that we were actually going to get 7 more characters in the final Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct. However, we only ended up getting 2, so it hyped us up and it ended up being fake, and it was just really sad overall. So don't get your hopes up too high for any of these leaks. Just remember that we're talking about them for pure speculation and pure fun, and to take them with a grain of salt. So as of now, guys, I have to say I do not believe that these Pokemon leaks are real. However, I would be happy if they were. So guys, overall, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, because I'd love to hear them. Do you guys believe that these leaks are real, and would you be happy if they were? Also guys, which starter would you be choosing if these leaks ended up being real? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.